How's it going, guys? Long time no see. So I picked up this 2002 Zuma, bought it without an engine, but it is immaculate. And in the next video, I'm going to be showing you what it takes to put a bws/Aerox 100 engine into your Zuma 50, and essentially turning your Zuma 50 into a bws 100. And then I'm also going to be installing this 125cc big bore kit from Port 9. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's start off with what you actually need. First, you need a Zuma. And then you need the Aerox 100 or bws 100 engine. And one of the first things you're going to have to do is that you're going to have to snip the wires and switch it to the YW50 plug. The wire that comes with the bws 100 is a lot larger and would not just slide right in. So after repinning it, I was able to swap it in for the Zuma 50 harness, and I was able to gain electric start. The bolt is the same when it comes to the length of the engine cradle. You have to do a single cable conversion kit. Now, to go over the transmission, the BWS uses a 112mm clutch. You can fit a 107mm clutch. The front is currently using a Melosi 105mm variator with a Glixol front pulley with a Melosi overrange belt, as I'm also using a Melosi overrange rear pulley. So even though I'm using a MVT digital direct ignition, it does have the similar connection to a factory YW50. But if you want to go stock, and for a much more simplistic and cheaper installation of a flywheel, just install one from a Polaris Sportsman 90. The wiring is the same as a YW50 Zuma, along with the stator, its flywheel itself, that'll fit onto the crankshaft for the BWS. Now I'm showing the fan differences here because the BWS comes with a much larger factory fan, as seen on my little Adley RT50. But let me go ahead and show you guys what this engine sounds like after putting all of this hodgepodge nonsense together. You will of course need a bws 100 exhaust. This is one from Chicken Racing, along with a bws 100 fan cover to fit the larger fans. This one I got off of AliExpress, so I'm not even that mad. But here's the flywheel from a Jog 50, or well, Jog 50, YW50, they're all pretty much the same. It's a 13mm taper at the very end, while the Polaris 90 and Jog 90s all have a 16mm end taper. So let's just get right on to starting this little guy. So yeah, that's not a lot of work necessary to get this engine in there. And I did obviously, throw in a PWK28 and MVT ignition, when you really don't need all of those things to actually do a BWS 100 swap. Oh, one thing I forgot to cover, the suspension will fit perfectly, so you don't have to worry about that. I also went with a KN factory airbox. These can be found locally in the United States, or even running a 18mm factory carburetor, which is actually really good for them. So it does have a little cheapo Amazon intake, but it functions perfectly for what I need it to do. Now, obviously, I still need to fine-tune the carb, fine-tune the timing for the MVT ignition, and then fine-tune the transmission. All of which I am sure is going to be an absolute blast. But before I do that, gotta get the seat back on, then I'll get the side covers back on, tail light cover back on, and have this really, really fun setup that's just gonna have gobs of torque. I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to even watch this video. And usually I'm really bad at doing single cuts because I like to stutter. But I hope this helps anybody who's looking to do a engine swap from a 50cc engine to a 100cc engine. And if you need help sourcing an engine from either Taiwan, Japan, or Germany, feel free to send me a message and I'll be able to help you out source an engine for, a pretty good price. Have gobs of torque and be able to cruise with the stock factory gearing at around 55, 60 miles an hour. Basic modifications was able to get me up to 74, and liquid cooled Benelli over there, that's 117cc. This is a 57 millimeter bore, so it's 124cc for this one. So despite it looking crazy, it's going to be a very, very fun project, and I hope to see you guys around to see all the new updates and see what it could do in the 8th mile. Hope to see you guys soon. Have a good one now.